Welcome everyone to the Real Whovians Cast, episode 378. I am your host, Matrix4212, and I'm with Mike D. What's up, Mike D?
Hello, everybody.
What's up, Beefhead?
Good evening.
What's up,
night.
Jim? Good
What's
night.
up?
All right, so we were discussing off air, me and Mike D, about marketing with Doctor Who. We were trying to figure out what kind of announcement are they going to make for the classic episodes. Right, Mike D?
Yeah, I was kind of like off page, just kind of reading about this Philip Morris talking about the future of the missing episode returns while you were talking, just to kind of brush up on this, because we were talking off air earlier today about this. So
Yeah,
was it still real or what?
I don't know.
he's being very vague about this statement that was made July the 20th yesterday. It said, asked to say whether or not they had found any further episodes. This gentleman, Philip Morris, who was responsible for last year's discovery of 9 previously missing episodes, of course involving Enemy of the World and Web of Fear, he says, quote, "This is a tricky one to answer, and fans will just want a yes or no, haven't you or have you not. But it's complex is all I can say. Is the wind blowing the right way? Be patient."
I can't think why he does that, because the ones that they released last year, they'd actually had for 2 years prior, and they restored them and whatnot, so they could release them for the 50th anniversary year.
Well,
and
there's more.
All
There's
they
more to
announced back then. Well, I know, but all they announced back then was the 2 one-off, like one from Galaxy 4 and one from it was a Troughton one, but I mean Underwater Menace. So I mean, why don't they just tell us what they found?
Well, if I can continue the quote, there's more to what he was saying about that. Specifically, he said, "I don't want to jeopardize the ongoing project in any way, and feel the fans of All Lost TV will be very happy with the outcome." End quote.
Okay, so he's talking about this massive project. That must mean they have something.
Not necessarily. They might have
Something they're
4
working on.
random episodes, but what I don't like is, why don't they just tell us what they've got? And
There's a
why
reason.
is that hard? If they were sneaky enough to have 2 near complete serials 2 years ago, they held back and didn't say anything about until the 50th anniversary year, and then they got in October. They're like, "Oh, look what you can buy on iTunes," you know. So I mean,
There's a reason for that, though. We were discussing
they
it.
want to make money.
No, well, yes, everybody does. But
Well, of course.
here's the thing now. All right, now we all got to think as if we're marketing the show, right? And the classic episodes. We got to think for a minute. The biggest thing right now is Peter Capaldi's entrance. Okay, you're the showrunner of Doctor Who. You're planning a tour. You're planning trailers. You're planning.
He has
you know,
nothing to do
stuff.
with missing episodes.
Wait.
though.
But wait, he still has pull. Would you have the power to, like, if you knew, if you're Moffat, that they're going to release classic episodes? Would you step in as Moffat and say, not right now?
Well, that's just it. Stephen Moffat actually brought back the Great Intelligence because he knew that they were going to release the Web of Fear at some point, because he knew they had it.
Oh, yeah, he
This.
did.
But then they waited an extra year, so it was kind of pointless because it didn't tie in the way he wanted it to. That's why he brought them back.
Correct.
So I mean, it ended up being a bust on both sides, because that's what I'm saying. Why don't they just tell us what they've got? If they've got episodes, just tell us. We'll wait for them. They'll put them out on DVD, or on iTunes.
Here's the
now.
thing. BBC apologized to Moffat. It was their fault. The leaked scripts, the leaked episodes, the leaked this. They owe him a little bit. Okay? So if
They
he
don't
goes
look at that way.
well, maybe, because here's the thing that we're going to talk about also. Okay? Doctor Who, I was going to wait till a little bit later, but they are not, it was confirmed today. Martin Freeman and Benedict Cumberbatch are free. January, February, March.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to film Sherlock. Season 4 and Christmas special. January, February, March. Confirmed. The hell with any other schedule. The hell with anything else. The BBC wanted even more than Moffat does. And they're going to do it. Now.
That means you won't see Doctor Who for a while after this season. In other words, unless they hop back on in January and do what they did this year, you're not going to see Doctor Who. There's going to be another gap.
Well, I don't know what to say. But that's the priority right now. And Sherlock makes them a hell of a lot of money all over the world.
So does Doctor Who.
Yeah,
It does.
The thing is,
But
they don't necessarily need to mention Doctor Who because Doctor Who pretty much is a given worldwide.
right.
No, but
And-
I mean, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tim.
No, well, yeah. The other thing as well is, okay, it could have an impact on production, but from what we've heard so far is that they've written so many scripts as well that we've got scripts already set in place for next season. So
There are 5 sitting there, okay, that Neil Gaiman wasn't ready, Neil Cross wasn't ready, Mark Gatiss is holding one, and there's 2 other ones by, I think, Stephen Thompson, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, or somebody else. 5, okay. The priority is, and I hate to say it because it should be with Doctor Who, but the priority is they were told by the BBC, and Sue Virtue said, we're going to do everything in our power to get Sherlock done as soon as possible. Okay?
I can't think why it's that hard. I really don't see why it's that hard to make 2 TV shows at the same time. I mean,
because
they took a lot of time off in 2012. They took a lot of time off in 2013. But now all of a sudden they can manage to make 12 episodes in what are we, July, 7 months?
7 months, yeah.
Yeah, so now they can do that. Plus, if you can do Sherlock in January at the same time of doing Doctor Who in January, I'm all for it. I want more Sherlock. But I'm just saying, like, it seems to me that I don't understand why for the last 2 years they've just been so like, oh, we can only do so much in so little time, you know. So I mean,
they're on a good track record. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tim. With Doctor Who right now, they're filming at record pace.
Yeah,
and if they
I'm impressed. I'm amazed.
I'm impressed. If they continue on this track, next year would be phenomenal. But they're not. They're not. They have.
But how do you know they're not?
Because they confirmed it today. In January, they are filming Sherlock. Martin Freeman had posted it.
That might just be the special they were going to make. It was supposed to be a special before the season.
4.
Yeah, but how many episodes are they going to be to a season, really?
3.
3 1.5 hour movie.
Yeah, so how long is that going to really take?
So think about it. Doctor Who is a 45-minute episode. Wait.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is basically the equivalent. Each episode of Sherlock is the equivalent of 2 episodes.
Doctor Who has a lot more post-production on it, though, than Sherlock does.
Yeah,
Sherlock
exactly.
involved green screen and special effects.
Costumes, makeup. You don't have the same.
It's an hour and a half each episode. That's 6 hours.
Yeah, but the turnaround of sets and what not necessarily sets is not necessary.
In other words, it's not as expensive as Doctor Who. They don't have different sets every week. They don't have.
It's not, but it is. It's 6 hours.
Location is principally going to be London. Yeah, it's not like they've had to go off to. Where was
but look at these movies. It takes them months to make a motion picture. This is 6 hours. It's not going to take them like a month. It's going to take them 3 months.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that as long as they can do Doctor Who at the same time. Otherwise, we're going to have another gap year.
They're not.
That's what I mean. We're going to have another gap.
The BBC do have more than 2 or 3 cameramen. They really do.
No, that's what I'm wondering. Why is Doctor Who going so quickly this year? Do they have like 3 units now or something that they can do like more filming more quickly? In other words, is that why they've managed to
start adding the special effects after?
Well, of course that that goes. But I just don't get why in 2012 it took them 11 months to make 14 episodes. It's just and I don't know. Was that because of Sherlock? Was that because of Olympics? What was it? I don't know. But I mean, we ended up having and I'm not complaining. I love I'll be there when it comes back on TV. I'm always there for it. But I'm just saying, like, I don't understand why all of a sudden now because I know if they throw their money and their power at Sherlock, then Doctor Who's going to be late again.
Series 9 is going to be split. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying. In other words, they'll do what they did in 2020. What was it? 2013.
2015 to 2016 will be
They'll do a half season, and then they'll have another half season the next year.
Well, I can tell you that's going to seem to be that's going to be a big mistake if they choose to go that route with introducing a new Doctor and having the first season and then just have a hiatus for a while. It's going to throw too many people off.
Well, that's actually what they did with Smith's Doctor, too, though. They came back with a split season, although it was over 1 year. That was in 2011. But, I mean, it seems like that was when the hype was big all over the world, and all of a sudden it was big in America, too. And at the same time, it's getting bigger and bigger. They're taking stuff away from it. Like, oh, by the way, okay, we're going to do this bit. We're going to do this bit. We're going to take a summer break. Then we're going to come back in the fall.
Well,
And we're not going to come back until next fall. You know, we're going to take, the rest of the most of 2012 off.
all they have to do is do what they're doing now and continue into next year. And it will probably even be done faster if they start filming in January, a little bit earlier for Doctor Who.
I don't think they can go any
Good.
faster than they have done. I don't.
Yeah.
No, but they could film
Amazing.
before they did, like a month before.
They've got to give him a couple of months off. I mean, he's worked solidly
Well,
from January
well,
till
well,
now,
he will be
straight into the tour. Then after the tour, he's going to go into the
Beef
Christmas
Fed.
special. They'll give him a
He's
couple.
going to have Beefhead. He's going to have September, October, November, December off.
And knowing him, he's
He's
probably
not.
going to get another.
Yeah.
No?
No,
Yes.
no,
He's coming back from the tour
film the
in
Christmas
August.
special.
to film the Christmas special. It'll be done September.
So probably October, November, December. But I mean, yeah, knowing him, he'd probably want to go do something else in the meantime anyway. He's probably got something lined up.
Well, that
But-
gives the Sherlock opening. September, October, November, December, January, February, 6
What do you
months.
think? They should start filming season 9 before next year?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the
If
guy.
I was Moffat, I would have Capaldi film from right after the Christmas special, film at least 4 episodes. If it's every 2 weeks that they need for not count.
Hey,
but
give the guy a
2
break.
weeks.
He's been doing it since
2
he.
Yeah,
weeks.
you don't want to burn the guy out. He's
No, but wait. No, but well then do an Easter special in September and film it.
It's all about the structure of how they want to do it. I mean, obviously, the best
Listen,
thing
they
to
had
do
too
is
much
film
time
both
off.
series at once.
Tim,
I-
they had too much time off in like 2012, 2013, correct?
Yeah, well, exactly.
Everybody did.
And I don't get why. I don't know if it was the Olympics in 2012 or it was the.
Yeah, Olympics was a huge undertaking for the BBC.
In other words, the BBC didn't want to waste their prime programming when the Olympics was on, so they said, you know what, just we're gonna put everything on the back burner for now.
Yeah,
Well, then
yeah.
make up the episodes.
Everything went on hold for the Olympics because it was every free person and their uncle that they could, hold a camera, hold a mic, or something like that would be.
And that's pretty much why we had the gap year. I mean,
Yeah.
again, and then of course last year that's all they did was film the 2 specials, which I don't blame them for that because they were concentrating on Sherlock then as well for the 3rd season of Sherlock. That's why the only reason I'm questioning if they can pull this off and do both shows at the same time is because of the last 2 years. If they can come back January and do 2 shows at once, why not? I'm down. I mean, I love Sherlock. I'd love to see, but my concern is though that if they focus on Sherlock rather than Doctor Who in January, then we're gonna have another gap year, like you were saying.
They are
Because they're not gonna have time to do both.
They are focusing on it.
Yeah, but
They are.
considering Moffat came back and said with this season, look, there's not going to be any more split seasons.
He's so
We've learned
full
from the. Yeah, you say he's full of it, but then you say, I'm not being funny, but you've witnessed the first episode and you said Stephen Moffat's excellent. I was sit on the pot and we'll just get off. To be honest with you, I think they can run 2 shows. At the end of the day, he's the showrunner, so he's got an overview. He's overseeing, but you lay it down to the directors. How much direct involvement, apart from writing, do you think Moffat's truly had with this season?
He has a secret movie he's doing.
Well,
Oh, secret movie.
Not Star Wars.
Well, I mean, even if he did, the point is, what does his job actually entail? He writes about half the season, or maybe actually probably about a third of it. He writes about 5 episodes, and he has to organize everybody else. Like, he has to hire the directors, hire the actors, guest act. I'm guessing. I mean, I don't know. He has people that do all that. Maybe what they've shown us in the past few months is that they can actually do this a lot quicker. Maybe they have 3 filming units now that just, get it all done, and maybe they're just that much more organized, which means come January, maybe they can do 2 shows at once, and that would be awesome. We're going by what we've seen the
I got
last
an
2
idea.
years.
What if we didn't
That's
lose any episodes for Series 8? What if they're holding 1 episode because they know that they're going to be doing Sherlock? And what if that episode is an Easter special that they will release after Sherlock's done in April, just to hold this over from April to October.
You're giving them too much credit for caring what the fans think. Hello, Danette.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Not much.
We're trying to figure out this filming Sherlock fiasco in January and how it's going to affect next year's. So, it's a pickle. It is. 4 episodes of Sherlock.
Are you sure that they're filming all 4, or they're just maybe filming that one special they were going to do for Christmas next year?
All four. And if the BBC had their way, they'd be filming series 5 too. Because Moffat said he wrote up to 5, or he has plans for 5.
Yeah, but that depends on the availability of the actors, really, at this point. That's why it's odd that they would do that.
We would lose. Let's be fair. All right. Here's another thing now. Okay? You have missing episodes. You're not going to release them now when Capaldi's going to start. Sorry.
Why not? What does that have to do with the new series?
Because it's going to have to wait until November.
Why?
Yeah.
Because it would interfere and take away.
No, it wouldn't.
Entrance.
No. Joe, 2 Entertain is the company that makes the DVDs. They would love to be putting out more DVDs right now. They don't, because there's nothing else to put out except there's one Troughton left in their whole range. So it would be awesome for them to be selling DVDs all this year. I mean, I'm telling you this as somebody that was, buying the DVDs monthly since 1998 and has the whole collection, and I miss that now. I mean, I can't afford them now, but I mean, that's my own personal problem. But I'm just saying, you got used to that. You got used to a monthly DVD release.
Well, they've also been releasing special editions of things that they previously have put out.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not too happy with them now because that's all they do is I mean, it was inexcusable that they released those 2 missing ones from last year with no features on them except just the episodes, and that's what I mean. They're all about the money now, but that's what I mean. They would love to have more content to release,
especially since we have new fans coming in. They're probably going to want to see classic episodes. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
True. But again, Moffat probably has say. If you built your whole year around filming for Peter Capaldi and you want to promote Peter Capaldi, anything else that comes in that way, he's going to stop it. He wasn't happy when they announced the Doctor Who
What are you
movie.
talking about? You talking about Steve Moffat?
Yeah.
He doesn't care. If they want to put out classic DVDs, he wouldn't give a flying one. I mean, really, why would he?
He will not have anything released before Peter Capaldi debuts. It's not going to happen.
Well, that's just not true, bro. I'm sorry to break it to you, but that's not true.
Dude, I hope I'm wrong, so that way I can see the episode with you.
They're a big world organization. They're going to release what they got, just like they have released a few things this year. My point was that the classic releases are petering out because there's nothing to release anymore. So, I mean, if they,
Dude, I think they got them all.
I would love to have,
Dude, they got them all. They're just trying to fix them and get them ready. They got everything.
In other words, they're being crassly commercial about it. Is what they're trying to do is to milk as much money as they could. Because guess what that taught them?
Moffat knows they got everything.
Moffat doesn't care about that. He's running 2 shows. All he cares about is the shows.
He knows what they got. He's the first one to know what episodes they found.
He might know, but that doesn't mean he cares what they release when. I mean, he's trying to run 2 shows.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, remember when they were talking about the Doctor Who movie? And he got all pissed. Why did he get pissed? Why?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Because it would interfere with his show.
What are you talking about? I really have no idea what you're talking about.
Remember when they were talking about having that guy that directed Harry Potter to a Doctor Who major motion picture? And he kept he kept commenting against it.
Well, see, that's because that was when Doctor Who became a worldwide phenomenon. So some director was just talking out the side of his mouth, said, you know what? I could make a Doctor Who movie, And Moffat was saying the truth, which is it's owned by BBC. They're not gonna do that. They're not gonna have a different movie with a different cast going on in the theaters at the same time they have a TV show going on. They would never do that. Now, if Doctor Who went away from TV again, like it did for 15 years or so, then they might consider doing a movie with whoever they had in mind at the time. But even then, too, that would be a risk because look at what happened with the McGann movie back in '96. I mean, you never know. Doctor Who is more formatted to being a series of TV shows, not a movie. A Doctor Who movie wouldn't work, I mean, in all honesty, because it's all about the series. It's all about seeing what happens next week or, next year down the road. That's all. That's the enjoyment of Doctor Who is it's a series.
And continuity in the mythology.
Yeah. A movie, you'd have to try and squeeze that. That's why X-Files movies didn't work, right? Really, they had 2 of them. They didn't really work. So,
Yeah.
because it was a TV show. I mean, you can go see it on the big screen. That's cool when they do that. I mean, when they did that
Star
for
Trek
the
did
50th,
well.
that's when they
Star
switched
Trek did well.
So, yeah.
Well, those were like big special effects films too, so people went to go see it, with all the grandeur of all the effects. Because like when you watch the movies, they packed a lot more of the special effects into it than they did when you're watching the show, where they're more like they would have the transitions during the commercial breaks, where they would show the ships and all that sort of stuff, but it was mainly what was going on dialogue-wise on the ship or on the planets or whatever. Whereas in the films, you had all this like outrageous effects going on.
Which, talking about special effects, we are going to be doing an everything show, if not tonight, tomorrow, that has to do with Star Wars, only because I'm getting a little worried about the plot. It sounds too much like the Minute Crisis thing for me, I think. With Doctor, supposedly they find Luke's hand with the lightsaber.
Well, he did lose his hand, though.
Back.
I mean, what's wrong with that?
Oh, come on.
I mean, dude,
We'll
everybody steals from Doctor Who. Everybody steals from Doctor Who. Star Trek was stealing from Doctor Who back in the 60s.
It's crazy. If they do that, it's crazy.
Well, I mean, it's not like they set it up in advance. I mean, you could say that Doctor Who stole that from them because Luke Skywalker did get his hand cut off before David Tennant did. So
yeah,
that's true. Yes.
That's crazy. It's well, we'll talk about it in the everything show. I really don't want to go into detail about that, but it's the same thing like Star Wars rebooted. Sounds like it anyway.
Star Wars is gonna be lucky.
That Star that takes out solar systems. Yeah. All right. Getting back to the marketing of Doctor Who. Mike D. When are they going to release this missing episode, do you think?
I don't
What would
know.
you do?
I just hope they have them. What would I do, or what do I think they're going to do?
When would you release them? If you were them, what do you think they're going to do? Yeah.
Well, my immediate thoughts were like, how much out of pocket did they have to pay for these episodes, I guess, to get them back, if that's the case? And I would be thinking I want to recoup as much money as possible that I'm out of pocket for that. So
they shouldn't have to pay anything. It's BBC property, isn't it? I mean, that's always been the deal.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm saying if someone had them though, like a private collection, somebody grabbed them or whatever, wouldn't they just be like, well, I'm just going to keep them,
Well, I think they're buying sort of basically old film stock that these channels and whatever have, so they buy it as a job lot and don't know what they get, and it's.
I don't claim to really know about the process, to be honest with you, of the way that they've retrieved these episodes, so I'm not really sure.
But back in the day, over the last 30 years or so, whenever they found a private collector that had an actual missing episode, they would say, "Hey, can we take that from you and copy it and give it back to you?" I'm not sure if they gave them any money or not, and more often than not, they would say, "Yeah, sure, why not?" And that's how we got the missing episodes of the Daleks' Master Plan and stuff like that, because somebody somewhere had them. And now we're talking about a different situation where you're going into a country, or that has apparently a bunch of missing BBC stuff, not just Doctor Who, but like missing Dad's Army or missing this and that, or
What's the episode that they're hinting that they have?
Well, according to Sammy Carr, since last year it was Marco Polo. That was supposed to be part of the 3 that we're going to release, but apparently they held on to Marco Polo supposedly. I'm not sure if that's even in any way true, any way, shape, or form. But I'm just saying, You know,
I mean,
I mean,
it's hard to answer your question, really, Joe. Like, I'd have to answer it as a fan, and then as somebody that, like, I guess is like a bean counter for the BBC or something. Because as a fan, like, I would want them just, released with some sort of succession, like as far as like them just like putting a certain amount out, a certain amount out, a certain amount out, and let the fans see them. These things have been like long gone for so long, but that might not be necessarily the best thing financially for the bean counters.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying because
Like Tim said, it's about the money. I mean, we want to see these as fans. These are like lost treasures.
Why let the line, the DVD line, peter out this year like it has? Because there's been nothing since the last thing we got was in March. It was Time the Doctor. No, I mean the new series release.
Yeah.
So
I can tell you, I'm going to make a massive prediction that Marco Polo will be out before the end of the year.
But what I'm saying is, there's no reason for them to sit on them. If they have them there and they're restoring them, just make it part of the original line. I mean, people are going to buy it. They want to shock. They want to shock you like they did last October and say, "Hey, look what we got. By the way, go buy it on." And of course, iTunes. They were the busiest thing on iTunes for a couple of days. I mean,
well, it's like if they actually have them. If they actually have them, I hope that we all don't reach retirement age before the damn full line of them gets released, because we want to see these.
In November, December.
I would say,
December,
I would say for once, to be a voice of reason, though, it could be that they've got the raw footage and everything like that. And I think the worst thing would be if they came out and said, "Hey, guess what? We've got this and that," and something happens in the restoration process whereby it is not workable. They're going to end up looking at hell. They're going to come up for a hell of a lot of flack. So,
like part 3 of the Web of Fear. That's what happened with that one.
Well, and that's what this guy Philip Morris.
They got that back, though.
This is what this guy Philip Morris is stating in this interview, where he's saying, at least to his words, he's saying that he wants to be sure that nothing is interrupting the process. As far as like he's alluding to, I guess, like this process of the restoration and actually unveiling it upon the public.
That's the problem.
If I was in charge of it
now, and that's why Levine is so pissed off. Because hey, put up or shut up. That's what he's saying. That's his.
So do you think it's real? Do you think it's realistic that they would say something like that? I mean, I don't know. This isn't like a debate sort of thing. I'm just asking because I don't know. I defer to your better judgment on this to educate me about this, but like, would they realistically come out and say, we have this episode, this episode, this episode, this episode, this episode, and divulge a list of things, and then go, we're working as quick as we can. No. These will come out. We will get these out to you quickly.
No.
Or would
they flat out lied about Enemy of the World and Web of Fear like a week before.
They lied, because they had those back in 2011 when they had those other 2 random episodes. They didn't mention it. They just mentioned those 2 random ones.
This is what I say is going to happen. Okay, this is what I predict. All right, if they have something to release, they're going to release it sporadically. Okay, because they're going to give each time for each episode to make its money on its own. Okay, you're not going to release everything at the same time.
Of course, that's business.
If they release a missing episode now, it will have to be released between tomorrow and August 10th. After August 10th, there will be no missing episode released. Okay?
Oh, that evil Moffat.
Okay, so let's say that they have all of these episodes at the rate that they're releasing them. I mean, it's like we'll all be dead by the time they get the rest of the remaining missing episodes out. I mean, how are they going to release? Okay,
I'll tell you.
Okay, go ahead. Hit it. Let's go.
You release an episode from now to August 10th, whatever it is. When Doctor Who Series 8 is over, you release an episode in November, you release an episode in December, and the whole year...
So, don't you get it? They never cared about the classic series releases. The whole time the new show has been on since 2005.
But they will, because they've been...
on. The release is going on. Davies never
had these episodes for 2 years probably working on it.
Hopefully.
They're going to release them. Listen, they're going to release them next year. Ton of everything. They probably have everything.
They do it once a month. It doesn't matter how many they have. That's what they've been doing since 1998, 1999.
They may release 2 a month.
Oh yeah, they started doing that for a while, but I mean,
because you can't say it would detract from the current series, because the thing is, you've got audios coming out.
It doesn't detract. Yeah, it doesn't detract at all.
I'm gonna say Marco Polo December. We're still missing
How
the
can you
10th
say
planet.
that? We didn't even know they have that. That's what I'm saying. I mean,
I'm
we
making a
don't know.
prediction. I'm speculating.
That Moffat.
Speculating. Marco Polo December. 10th. We're still missing 10th Planet Part 4, right?
Well, supposedly, I mean,
10th Planet Part 4 in November.
why?
Okay.
Its own
The
special
Web of
disc
Fear that
is
we're missing.
I mean,
The Web of Fear that you're missing. We'll get that.
The damn Doctor Who Illuminati's up to no good again.
Yeah, we'll pump out Cyberman just for the end of the season. Yeah.
I'm telling you, you're going to see some release before the end of the year.
I would hope so.
Oh
really.
yeah, I think.
I would hope so. Yeah.
I think it's I think it's fair to say there'd be something before the end.
There's something.
This is the first year where everything is dried up as far as DVDs go, except there's only one episode that hasn't been released, which is part 2 of The Underwater Menace. That's the only one they found that they haven't. And apparently they were animating the missing episodes because they only have 2 out of a 4-part story. But then they stopped. Either because the animators got busy doing something else, or because maybe they have the other 2 episodes. They're going to make a complete DVD at some point.
Well, Tim, I asked Joe today, when we were talking earlier about, like, would they release Moonbase with 2 episodes missing and having them animated if they knew that they'd been sitting on the real 2 episodes and they just hadn't cleaned them up for restoration yet?
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah.
I think they would have waited. They would have canceled that release. And then again,
They would make money off of it, and then a year later they released a complete set.
The 10th Planet actually came out about 6 months earlier than its regular release on the Regenerations box set last year. Only in the UK, not in the States. But Stephen Price has it.
Dude, this is a marketing thing. They would make money off of whatever
Of course,
they can.
that's what I'm saying. They're all about the marketing. That's all they
They
care
would make
about.
money off the animation, and then a year later, or even 6 months, to be ballsy.
They pretty much canceled the animations. They're not doing any more animations.
Yeah, didn't they close that department down?
Well, Cosgrove Hall closed down upon their own. That was years ago. That wasn't to do with BBC. But
just keep watching Sammy Carter's channel because he has an act for having that stuff. He'll have it.
I mean, it seems like either Philip Morris is just stringing everybody along, like Ian Levine says he is, which I don't agree with. Ian Levine's a blowhard. But I mean, just saying, or they are sitting on some stuff and they're just trying to figure out the best way to squeeze the most money out of it. Because last year, what they did in October really paid off for them. They put it up on iTunes, and it became a big deal. You know, millions of people bought something that hadn't been seen since 1966 or something. So
God,
I can tell you,
has it really been almost a year since they released those?
Yeah,
it was October of last year.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Time flies, right?
And that's what affected their whole range. Because I mean, I refused to buy those DVDs because they didn't put any extras on them. No, for real. All you had to do is throw, Jamie and Victoria in a room and record a commentary with them, and I would have bought it. But no, they didn't do that.
Did they not even include a documentary about how they restored?
There's nothing on those discs but the episodes.
But I've seen something where they show the restorations on Web of Fear or Enemy of the World or something on YouTube. They didn't even toss that documentary on there, something to show. Wow, yeah, that's kind of shitty.
That is really pretty. Oh, well, they lowered the price $5, but still, I mean, it's just like really.
Well, but in all honesty, though, I mean, at the same time, I know that it's probably not quite fair, but nonetheless, I'm sure we would have paid that extra $5 if someone were to tell us, hey, if you would have paid $25 to know that there's an Enemy of the World or Web of Fear out there, we would pay it.
Yeah, we would have paid it.
No, but my point is the whole reason I started buying the range back in the day, back in '98 or '99 or whatever, was because the extras. They threw extras on there. They'd have documentaries about how they made the episode. They would interview the actors and the directors, and and they'd have commentaries, and it was all cool. That's how it's been. Yeah, they're worth it. They are worth it. But up till now, but all of a sudden they get these 2 and they want to rush them out on DVD, which they didn't happen in the States. Actually, they came out in the States in April and May over here, which is months later. They could have thrown something on there. I'm serious. I mean, here's the thing. Deborah Watling was so excited that they found these episodes. I mean, because out of all the companions of the Doctor, she got shortchanged the most because she has one complete story, which they happened to find in, 92 or something, Tomb of the Cybermen, and then she has a bunch of random episodes. So how cool would it have been for her and Fraser Hines to go into a room with a director or whoever and record a commentary for these and say how excited she was to see this again after so many years. But no, they wanted to put these things out with no frills, and it's just like, really, Come on, BBC, to entertain, whoever it is. You know what? If you want to sell something, put something on there so we'll buy it. Because otherwise, Pirate Bay is your friend.
I told Joe earlier today I would love to see Power of the Daleks and Dalek Master Plan, man. Those two would be, like, awesome if they had those.
Yeah, oh yeah, that would be brilliant. I was listening to that today.
Evil of Daleks, too.
I can't wait to what they release this year. They're gonna release stuff. Watch and see.
Well, they haven't done anything in a while. I mean, I hope you're right. I hope they've got stuff that they're cooking up that they put out because it's.
It's cooking. Let me tell you, that stove is full. The stuff they got, I'm sure.
Yeah, maybe this Facebook thing, this that they've just had, is obviously part of a ploy to sort of generate a little bit of publicity and everything like that, because it just seems a bit unusual that it just comes out of nowhere. So,
what was the name of the episode he said in code? He said something in code to say what episode he's talking about.
What are y'all talking about on Facebook?
Yeah, the missing episode that they have. He said it in code. What was that? Could you read that statement? He said letters and he said a number, right? Where was that article?
It sounds like some more Doctor Who Illuminati conspiracy stuff.
Yeah, no.
Well, the episodes themselves had code numbers back in the day. For example,
Okay.
Planet of Spiders was ZZZ, wasn't it? Like, and then Robot was 4A. So, I mean, I don't think that means anything, but those are the BBC codes.
All right.
This
Final
is
thoughts. I have to talk about something important. We have to talk off air. Yeah. Final thoughts.
Yeah. Well, hold on a second. I'm pulling up where you were just asking.
All right, you do that. I'm missing an action.
okay, final thoughts. I don't, I don't think they're going to go for a split season again. Let's not be alarmist.
Yeah.
I think, like Tim was saying a little while ago, they've proven themselves to be more than competent of turning around a season really quickly and effectively. At the end of the day, Stephen Moffat is the last link in the chain. It goes across his desk and he stamps it and says, yeah, that's good enough to go out. At the end of the day, before that, the actors are hired, the directors are done, it's all there in his court. So there we go.
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they've been so quick this season with getting the episodes out and stuff. I don't see why they couldn't have done that. The last
we
few
can continue the podcast. I'm sorry, it's to take care of something. You don't have to do final thoughts if you don't want. What's up, Brian?
Hello.
Well, I mean, what were you saying, Danette? That it was amazing that how quickly they're doing it this year compared to how they've done it the last two, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, why couldn't they have done it the previous two series? I mean, I know the Olympics and everything, but that may have been part of it, but I mean, that and Sherlock. I know everybody likes Sherlock, and I know everybody likes Doctor Who, and we have to wait forever for each one. It seems like.
Yeah.
That's it. The BBC, the BBC have said play to your strengths, and they tried to do something with Atlantis. We haven't heard anything more of Atlantis season 2, surprisingly. Or unsurprisingly, as the case may be.
Well, it was renewed, I think.
It was renewed, but we've heard nothing of it filming wise, or I've seen nothing of it.
I don't know anybody that watched it.
Yeah, it's the BBC have actually. It seems like they finally got their head together and said, "Do you know what? Let's play to our strengths. Let's play to our things that work." Doctor Who is a given. Sherlock is a given, and that's it. They're not going to screw the pooch with one show over another. You're not going to kill the golden calf.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's true. All right, gang. Anything else?
Peace out.
All right. Take care. Bye for now.